Should have brought a snack under the table. Be the perfect time to eat something. You know how when you play like an RPG and the text comes up and they just have a still image of the person?
Yes.
So I was gonna just take like 5 different still images and just keep changing
the whole episode.
The whole episode.
That's amazing, like a visual novel. Now I'm upset we're not re-recording. I refuse.
Look, maybe I can still do it for next week. If this one goes well, we can use this one this week and last week's one next week. It'll still be fun.
No, I think it's going to cause a breakdown of the team. And our team is not healthy or stable enough to handle breakdowns at the moment.
No. It's all the public holidays and everyone's getting sick and everyone's getting sunburnt.
Like, we've got burnt knee pits. Which, like, how ridiculous is that? How did that even happen, Cody? Explain yourself.
You just wear shorts and go in the sun. It's pretty simple. And then the sun just burns you in your knee pits. Have you never had burnt knee pits before?
Okay, Cody, I don't know if my tan complexion has led you to believe a lie, but I avoid the sun like a vampire.
Fair enough. I also just burn, but that's why I just burnt knee pits. Do you know how, like, sitting on a chair, getting up and down off of the couch, like simple things that you do every day, just take, what's it called? Where you don't
Effort.
care? No.
Pain.
No.
I don't know what you want from me, Cody. Oh. But okay, so Cody has burnt knee pits. Our big boss man, Len, is moving.
Yep.
And I mean, I moved like a year and a couple of months ago, and that pain still feels fresh. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I still have PTSD. I should have gone with my gut and just burnt everything I owned in a fire and rebought, because moving sucks.
Yeah. And they have a lot of bedrooms, you know. I mean, it's my old, not childhood home, but I used to live there, so there's a few bedrooms in there. Luke lives in there, you know. And they have the granny flat as well, where my grandmother stays, so they have to move all of that stuff as well. Oh gosh, it's a nightmare.
But so they doing that. I have a stomach ulcer because, much like my mother-in-law predicted, Cody stresses me out during these podcast episodes, and now I have a stomach ulcer, so that's great for me.
And now we know why you're always upset.
And that resulted in a mental breakdown, and now I have red hair.
I like your red hair though. Your red hair looks nice.
Thank you. It was a shock to everybody. I was just like, I can't. Like, for last week in my life, literally, I went to wash my hands. My sink exploded. Like, just exploded.
Cool guys don't look at explosions. They blow things up and then walk away.
Landed on my foot. I was like, oh my god, I have a broken foot. My dog woke up, or both my pets really, woke up and chose violence. My rabbit chewed through her food dispenser that she's had for like 4 years, chewed through the cable. I'm like, why? Why now? Replaced that, turned around, and my dog had eaten my favorite Funko Pop. I was like, God. This is why I didn't want pets. But whatever. Then I was like, let me go to the doctor because of my foot. And the doctor was like, oh, your foot's fine. That ulcer in your stomach, however, problematic. I was like, what even? And then I went to the hairdresser for a trim and walked out there with considerably shorter red hair. And I was just like, clearly it's a breakdown.
Midlife crisis, a mini one, just a small midlife crisis. If you get another stomach ulcer, then what are we going for? Porsche? Are we doing car? Ooh, You know what you would do? You would go and buy like a very expensive collectible. You know, something that
Oh,
you've been
100%.
eyeing out for
100%.
months or years, and like that's it. I'm dropping 50 grand on this thing right now.
But would that even be a midlife crisis for me? A, I'm not midlife, okay? You're midlife. Old man.
Hey, we're the same.
B, I'm sure you're older than me. You just have older than me energy right now, okay? And B, let me just stop that. That's our work alarms to tell me things must go live.
Yay.
But is it really a midlife crisis if I already spent all my money on those things?
I mean,
it is a crisis for sure.
It's a crisis. It's the amount of money that you spend in one go that will determine if it's a crisis or not. You know, right now you're relatively like managing the situation by making small to medium purchases often. When you make one huge purchase,
I love that we're sitting here like yammering on, and I literally have a delivery of something heading my way. After Larry and I swore we are not buying any things, there is a thing arriving.
Does Larry know?
Oh, Larry bought the thing. And then I had to do that obligatory, I'm so not happy. And meanwhile, I was like, oh, how great. I'm so happy.
What do you mean? What are you so not happy about? About ordering things when you said you wouldn't?
Yes. You have to, like, at least make him feel bad about it. Be like, we said we weren't buying any more things.
Secretly, you were hoping he would buy it anyway. You were probably, like, voice talking to his phone every time you walk past so that it would just keep feeding him all the AI ads every time.
Do you know how crazy that is, right? So it's not like I've been unaware that that is a thing, but like for the last 2 weeks or so, Larry has been teaching our one friend to code because he got a job at Larry's company now and he's never coded in his life before. So in the evenings he comes round and Larry's been teaching him the basics, everything. And last week I forgot my iPad lying on the dining room table because usually while they're busy I play games, I do whatever I want. So my friend leaves, I pick up my iPad, I go into Facebook. First thing on Facebook is Udemy coding course. Scroll a little bit down. Do you want to learn JavaScript? Scroll a little bit down. C++ for beginners. I was like, this is insane.
Yeah.
All my ads are just
they're
coding
just
course
talking about
related.
it.
Yep.
Yeah. It's ridiculous. Also, if anyone's listening, 70% off holidays.
Why'd our minds both go to free holiday? That's amazing.
Oh,
How
no.
do you know
And we're
we really
literally
need a holiday?
Yeah. The funny thing is we're literally in the middle of all these public holidays and we're sitting here waiting for holidays.
Yep.
How crazy is that? It's because It's because these public holidays are like thrown in the middle of all these work weeks.
Right?
Yeah. And we just fall behind. You don't actually, and then you kind of stress your ulcers out and you never actually take a break when you should.
Like, I was mind blown by the good idea. When I was at the hairdresser, I was doing that old person thing of complaining about the public holiday in the middle of a week and being like, it's so ridiculous. The hairdresser was saying her husband's company, if a public holiday falls on any day that isn't a Friday or a Monday, they are given the option to work that day and take the Friday or Monday off instead. And I was like, that is so much better. That is so much better because then for every in-week public holiday, you're guaranteed a long weekend. I was like,
yeah,
it's the dream, living
that's
the dream.
cool. And then it doesn't mess with your flow because I feel like the whole middle of the week holiday is like Monday, Tuesday, Friday, Saturday, Monday, Friday, Saturday. It's just like it messes with the whole flow. Yeah, that's
and
such
then
a cool
things
idea.
break, like our last podcast recording that you guys will never ever see because that visual novel idea, it's too soon. We're not ready for that. The world isn't ready for that awesome.
Yeah, we'll save it.
But-
It's a good idea for an episode.
Cody, just thinking about like technology breaking and everything. Because before we climbed on to film this, we were just spitballing a few ideas. And Cody was like, let's talk about technology like not working when you need it to, whatever.
Which is like
And
99% of the time.
This core memory flashback. I haven't thought about it in years and it came to me. Do you remember back in the day when you got your first PC? If something went wrong with your PC, it didn't matter what. If it was making a noise, if it was a little slow, if you got a blue screen, you would kick it. Right? You would, depending on where it was, which was more convenient, you'd either kick it or you'd hit it really hard on the side. And more often than not, it worked. And I think I would die now. Like, I would literally just faint if somebody walked past my PC and my PC was making a funky noise and they lifted up their foot and they kicked it. I'd be like, what's wrong with you? How dare you?
I even got like a little pain from just thinking about it. I never kicked my PC though. I'm one of those people that's like, oh, it's gonna be okay. Please, can you just load this thing
Those
faster?
old horrible like white ones, and you never kicked
Yeah.
it. I call lies.
I never kicked it. Never.
Were you like from that privileged home where your PC just always worked? Did you never have a reason to kick it?
No, I mean, I just never kicked it. I stroke it a lot. You know, I feel like if you take care of your technology will take care of you. Which it never does, but that's my philosophy. And my first PC that I can remember, we had I don't even remember the model name. It was like we had a GeForce 2 graphics card in it, and Battlefield just came out, and the recommended specs, I was way under the recommended specs, and that PC, see, this is what happens if you take care of your technology, that PC still played Battlefield, even though it shouldn't have. It played it terribly, but it still played it, and I was so proud. When the game booted, I was so proud of it. I gave it a little pat on the head, and I said, that's good enough. And, yeah. See, if you don't keep the stuff, you'll be fine.
I got my first PC when I was 3 years old.
Sure.
Because my parents were working at, I think it was at that stage like the Pretoria show is what it was called. It was like Rand Easter show and Pretoria show.
Okay.
And they were working at the Pretoria show, and because I was like an only child and we never really had like family around or whatever, I obviously had to go with because they had nowhere for me to stay that week. And in the like little stand thing that my parents had, there was like those little back rooms, which is usually for storage or whatever the case may be. And my dad ended up building out of scrap parts his PC and being like, there, it's yours, figure it out. And that's where the addiction started.
That's cool though. That's such a cool story. I like that he just scrapyard built you a PC there. That's the best kind of PC.
It was like an old bubble screen, and I still remember that if you touched the screen, it used to be like, you know, you got those round orbs with the lightning inside, and then you touch it and your hair goes psh. That's what my PC screen did. You touched the monitor and it made you feel kind of funny. It was like a weird pins and needles tingle, and all of your hair throughout your whole body would like...
But I love how you were probably like, that's normal. That's just how
100%.
computer screens are. Yeah, no one was ever like,
100%.
that's a problem.
Nope, that is literally just, that is how it was. One of its quirks.
Nice. Good old technology. See, old technology always used to work. New technology, I don't know. It doesn't. It's like Murphy's Law times infinity. We need to come up with a name for Murphy's Law for technology. Because whenever you need it to work...
It's like, no. Yep. You're not even wrong. It's like... I don't know what it is. But like my stomach ulcer is never going to be fixed, Codes. It's just not. So like, I get my stomach ulcer. The doctor's like 99% sure it's stress. You need to learn to chill out. I'm like, okay, fine. Go to my parents' house. My dad is like, why do you have a stomach ulcer? I'm like, because of stress. He's like, what? Let me stress you more. And literally, their Alexa broke. Their smart kettle disconnected itself from the Wi-Fi. And my mom couldn't remember any of her passwords to her iPhone. All of this happened within 2 minutes. And they were like, Arielle, deal with it. I am like, okay, but I need your Alexa password. My mom's like, 8. I'm like, what do you mean 8? My mom's like, it's 8. I'm like, Mom, that is not a password. That is a single digit. You are giving me a single digit.
Wow.
My mom's like, no, that's the password 8. I'm like, I can literally feel a 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th stomach ulcer developing. I can't deal with this. I can't deal with you. I can't deal with technology. I can't deal with any of it. I'm out. And now the Alexa's
my new
just
favorite
sat.
password.
Now the Alexa's just sat on my dining room table because I was like, I will take it home with me and I will fix it in the peace and tranquility of my own house where somebody isn't shouting at me and telling me 8 because I can't. Truly.
But see the timing of that, right? Like you have an ulcer which is from stress supposedly. It's probably from technology now that we're talking about it. And literally, as you're mentioning it, everything breaks and stresses you out even further. See? It's that Murphy squared law. We'll come up with a better name. We'll think of one. We'll release it in the next episode.
But talking about 8, Cody, how many messages is an appropriate amount of messages to receive before 8 in the morning, would you say?
Before
because
8
we're
in the
down the
morning?
rabbit hole, yes. Of things that piss Arielle off, and there are many.
So, like, there's an annoying thing that everybody does. I don't know anyone that doesn't get annoyed by this, but when you send a message broken up into like 15 different messages, it's annoying, right? Like everyone does it, but everyone gets annoyed by it. So just put your messages in one message. Anyway, the appropriate amount of messages to receive before 8 in the morning is
None, right?
None.
We should all be given the opportunity to just get ready for our day without being bombarded with messages, correct?
Yeah, maybe phones should automatically stay on Do Not Disturb until 8.
I literally am trying to find a new role and a new happy place in life where I don't let things irritate me.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was just like casually trying, like, I know a lot of my stress is self-imposed stress. So it's not actual real world stress. It's things that I stress about. Like people who stand and talk in grocery stores. Like, I want to kill all of you. Like, I can't handle it, and then I overstress myself. So I know it's me. So I've been actively trying to just find that like happy place where I'm like, I'm chilled, I don't care, everything is cool. And then all of a sudden it sounded like I won the freaking lotto on slot machines, because my life was just a collection of vibrates and pings and dings, and so many pings and dings that my phone didn't have time to spit each one out, so it like malfunctioned and was like and I was like, what is happening? And I received, and I kid you not, 52 messages
From one
and
person.
I can't. I'm gonna throw my phone in the dustbin and just be one of those weird people who does not own a phone, because that is not calming.
And the worst part is, it's not only your phone, right? Like, it's probably connected to your watch, which is also vibrating and going off.
And WhatsApp web.
So it's just like, it's coming from every single sensory angle that you can get, and
Yep.
it's coming in fast and hard.
Like, beat me in the face, why don't you? I can't.
Yeah,
It's
it
too
might
much.
be better. It's fine. Just go to the cell phone-less life. I know, like, one of Ashley's aunts, or great aunt or aunt, she didn't have a cell phone for the longest time. The only way you could get hold of her is if you had to...
Was via fax.
Via fax. Not even. It was her home phone. You have to phone her home phone, and if she's not at home, sorry, that's it. You just don't know. That's it.
I don't
Can't get
know.
hold of her in any other way.
I already think it's pretty weird if I find out that someone doesn't have a TV. Like, my mind literally malfunctions if you tell me you don't own a TV. Because I don't understand, what do you do with that wall in your lounge where everybody's TVs go? Like, I can't understand a world in which you would not have a TV. What do you do if you're in a relationship? With that downtime that inevitably comes with a relationship, where you guys want to be together, but you don't have something to talk about necessarily. Like TV. Like, I don't understand how you own a TV. Cell phone is even weirder. Not owning a cell phone is even a step weirder than that.
In this day and age, yeah, it's almost impossible. You can even play Snake on a Nokia 3310, right?
Oh, good times.
Yeah.
You
Anyway,
see,
it's funny
I
that
don't
you brought
understand.
it up. Oh,
Yeah?
are we delayed again?
No, I don't
Okay.
think so. I think we're mentally delayed.
It's because everything's just happening all at once. I was gonna say, it's funny that you brought that up. It's like the internet knew you were gonna say it before you brought it up, but I was watching a reel the other day, and it's you know that meme where it's the 4 squares of the guy standing in the swimming pool or sitting on the chair
Yes.
by himself? Yeah. And the caption was, what I think people do at home when they don't have games to play.
A TV. Oh, no.
When they don't have a TV. Yeah, when they don't have games to play. Like, what are you guys doing? What are you doing at home when there's nothing to do? Yeah.
No, I can't. But I was gonna say, like, with you talking about Snake on old phones.
Yeah.
It's so weird for me, like, how bad cell phone games used to be and how much I used to play them. I was addicted to Snake. I remember playing Snake at all times. Like, I remember being so tired in bed that it felt like I could just faint, but literally fighting sleep to play Snake. And now, games are so much better. And I never play cell phone games. Like, never. I don't even have a cell phone game on my phone. I can't even imagine playing a cell phone game. And yet, when games were so crap, I was like, must play it. Can't sleep. Like, I don't understand.
Maybe it was just the simplicity of it. Maybe cell phone games need to be more simple. You know? I feel like they're all these crazy games just trying to attract everyone's attention. Like Candy Crush is a simple game, and how popular is that? All you have to do is match the candies, and that's like one of the most popular games, right?
Just
that
give
and
me
all
1
the
second.
adverts. The delivery is here.
Yes, it is. Shit. Coming. Be right back.
Be right back. What do I do during this moment? I just hang out, talk to myself. Should I sing a song?
I have figured out the best way we can end this episode.
Okay, what?
I'm letting you see what's in my box.
Ooh.
Also, I'm just too excited to not open it. Okay, hang on.
It's okay. I've only been talking to myself for like the past 5 minutes.
Okay, and...
Ooh.
And it sort of counts as work because it's an app-based board game. And if you guys want
nice.
a teaser for what's going to be in the July episode of the Nag magazine. There's going to be a feature on app-based board games. So technically, this was less quarter life crisis, because that just sounds better. Best youth crisis, and
Best
much
youth
more
crisis.
for work.
I think if it's for work, it's fine. It's not a crisis. It's acceptable.
Okay, so when is reviewing really expensive statues going to be part of my work? I think I need to renegotiate my contract.
We'll speak to random sales guy. He's chatting to them. If we can get those in, we're A for away. We should get a gallery in the new office for all these things.
It's so funny. So my one mate, Moss, owns a staggering collection of those statues.
Mm-hmm.
And he actually went, and the last few years have been buying their special cabinets for against the wall with the backlighting and everything for these statues.
Mm-hmm.
But every time he gets one, and I mean they're crazy expensive, it's like 80,000 rand for a statue. Then he's like, it's arrived. I'm like, oh yes, when are we unboxing it? And he's like, we are not, Arielle. We are not. It is staying safe in its box up until it gets mounted against my wall. And I'm like, oh. Next time he gets one, I'm like, oh, when are we unboxing it?
Same. I just open everything. I can't keep stuff in the boxes. Like, why?
Can't. It's impossible.
Why? How do I look with it and touch it and smell it if it's in a box? Doesn't no. I bought it for me to enjoy it, not for 100%. Someone else.
It's like buying a fancy car and then just forever keeping it in your garage and never driving it, never getting into it, never
underneath the dust cover.
Yeah, it's pointless. You buy things for your own enjoyment and to be like, oh, it's so pretty, it's so great, I love it.
Agreed.
Okay.
Cool.
That, I can't think of an interesting segue to go into the worst part of our show.
With that, we will be unboxing various ways of which you can reach out to us.
Okay, so you can drop us an email with your beautiful, sexy, great words at nag.co.za.
Nope.
No, that doesn't even seem like an email address.
That's not an email address.
What is an email? I can't remember.
It's hey@nag.co.za.
Oh, there we go.
So beautiful, sexy, great words. Yes, hey@nag.co.za. And what was the first one you said?
That was it. That was the first one I said. Cody.
No, but the incorrect one, that was our website. You can also catch all of our ramblings on our website.
Oh, this is so horrible. I cringe every week.
It's gonna go so well. If you don't like doing any of those, you can also comment on the video version of this podcast, or you can you comment on Spotify?
I'm not sure, but I know you can definitely leave comment on the video version.
Okay, just comment on the video version. If you don't feel like doing any of those things, you can just listen to this on Spotify or Apple Podcasts. Or if you want to send us your sexy, beautiful, great words in the form of voice, you can drop us a voice note on our WhatsApp number, which is 0628341919.
So smooth, so fluid, so great.
This end part never goes well.
And with that, we'll see you guys next week. Bye.
Bye.